One to Studio Rigo YouTube channel. There is a moment that can send a cold shiver down your spine when you receive something. It's a simple white envelope in your mailbox. It has a red stamp on it, or maybe a barcode. And inside is a formal request for information from the Italian tax authorities. It is a tax audit. Now, your heart starts to race, your hands get sweaty, you think to yourself, I've been so careful, did I make a mistake? Now, imagine this fear, this uncertainty, and then add one more thing to it. Imagine that the person auditing you doesn't even understand the law they're trying to enforce. Imagine the person does not even speak your language. Imagine that you, with the help of a tax advisor, have to literally teach the Italian tax agency about their own rules. This is not a dream scenario, it's something that we at Studio Rigo experience every day. It is the most powerful proof we have of why specialization is not just nice to have, but an absolute necessity. In this video, we're going to tell you two true stories of our clients, fake names of course, where we had to correct the tax authorities themselves. Let's start with a story of a retired American professor. We call him Peter. Peter, fake name again, had a brilliant academic career in the US, and upon retirement, he received a very generous pension from his public university. He moved to Italy and he came to us for help with his taxes. We looked at his pension and we immediately knew the rule. According to the tax treaty between US and Italy, a public sector pension is taxable only the country that pays it. In this case, the United States. This meant that his pension was completely tax exempt in Italy, so we helped him file his tax return correctly here in Italy, declaring the income but showing it as non-taxable under the treaty. Life was good, Peter was enjoying his retirement in Italy and was happy that he had a proper tax plan in place. Then, the white envelope arrived. The Italian tax authorities started an audit. The auditor looked at Peter's pension and he didn't see the distinction between a private pension and a public one. He just saw a large amount of foreign income that was not being taxed in Italy. He sent us an assessment for a massive amount of back taxes, plus penalties and interest. He almost got a stroke. And I thought to myself, nice try, Agenzia. The auditor, a professional from the tax agency, made a very simple mistake. He was used to dealing with starter cases, with Italian income, simple tax laws. He was not an expert in international tax treaties. He didn't know the specific article that applied to Peter's situation. So we had to step in. That's what we're famous for. We didn't just write a letter. We prepared a full legal and fiscal brief. We found a specific article in the tax treaty. We quoted the exact legal language. And we showed him with proof that his assessment was wrong. We even had to provide him with a translation of the specific rule in simple terms so he could understand it. We had to educate the tax agency. The conversation wasn't easy at all. The auditor, of course, was defensive. It was, a government official, and he wasn't used to being told it was wrong by a private firm. But we didn't back down. We were very polite, but we were firm. We presented the facts, we had the knowledge, and our knowledge was superior to his. After a few tense weeks, the auditor finally understood. He withdrew the entire assessment. Peter's tax bill went from tens of thousands of euros to zero. This is the power of specialization. This is when hours and hours of hard work behind the scenes, studying, researching, and practice pay off. The people on the other side of the table are not always experts. They are generalists. They know the basic rules, but they don't know the exemptions, the treaties, the details that make all the difference. Now, let's look at another story to show the different side of this. Let's call her Sarah, fake name again. Sarah is a French citizen who has been living in Italy for a few years. She'd been receiving an old age pension from a French private company. She also had some rental income from a property she owned in France. She was managing her own taxes and decided to file them. She was a nice person, and she did her research. She knew back in time that her French pension was not a public sector one. She knew that under the tax treaty, it was taxable in Italy. But here's where the story gets interesting. She found a tax rule in Italy, a specific article that allows, in theory, a person who is an Italian tax resident to get a credit for taxes paid abroad. She believed she could get a tax credit for the taxes already paid, or let's say withheld in France on her pension and her rental income. She was right about the general concept, but she made a crucial error in the details. She received a letter from the Italian tax agency. They were auditing her return. And this time, the auditor was saying that her tax credit was wrong and not legit. The auditor had determined that she could have claimed the tax credit on her pension income paid in France. Sarah was terrified. She was about to lose a significant amount of money, so she came to us in panic. We looked at her case, and we immediately saw the problem. The auditor was right about one thing. The specific article she had used to claim the tax credit was wrong. That article did not apply to her pension income, but the auditor was wrong about the big picture. You see, Italian tax law has many different articles that deal with tax credits for foreign income. The auditor has only looked at one, and because it didn't fit, he simply rejected the tax credit. He did not look for other, more specific articles that apply to the situation. We, at Studio Rigo, know all of them. We're specialists. We know the entire map, not just the one small road. So, we went to the auditor. We told him, "You're right. This article does not apply. But there is another article, more specific one, that does apply. Here's the legal proof. Here's the legal text. Please check it out." The auditor was surprised. He didn't even know the article existed. He was a generalist. He was a smart person, but was not a specialist in this niche area of international tax. We had to teach him again. We had to get him through the tax law, showing the exact wording and explain how it would apply to Sarah's case. And finally, the auditor, once he understood, agreed with us. He canceled the assessment and allowed Sarah to get a tax credit. She saved 53,000 euros because we knew the law better than the person whose job was to enforce it. These stories are not meant to make you nervous. They're meant to show you the reality of the situation. The Italian tax agency is filled with smart, intelligent, hardworking people. We love dealing with them, but they're generalists. They're not specialized in the incredibly complex world of international matters. They don't have the time, they don't have the resources to know every single detail, every single treaty, every single article, and every single specific case. And this is the dangerous reality for an expat, because your case is not a general one, it's a specific one. Your income is for a foreign country. Your life is complex. You need a team that knows the rules better than the authorities themselves. You need a team that is not afraid to stand up to the authorities and say, "You're wrong, and here's the proof." At Studio Rigo, we don't just fill out the tax forms. We are your protectors. We are the shield between you and a system that is complex and at times can make mistakes. Our knowledge is our most powerful tool, and we use it to fight for our clients. So, if you get a white envelope in the email, don't panic. Don't go to a generalist. Don't try to handle it yourself. Come to the experts. Come to the people who are not afraid to educate the government. We're here for you. We are in this together. We cannot wait to help you build the financial life you deserve.
At Studio Rigo, we provide tax and strategic guidance for those navigating international complexity with significant interests in Italy. We work quietly, precisely, and always with the long term in mind. If you expect nothing less than clarity and control, you'll know where to find us. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.